Hi, everybody. I'm Skagi.
I'm Stevie.
And I'm Magna.
And welcome to yet another Tea and Tarot video patio thing.
Whatever this is.
Coming to you live?
Live? Wait, huh?
From Books, Beans, and Candles in Birmingham, Alabama. Do you guys feel weird?
I feel like I got something caught in my throat, honestly.
Consistency since the early 2000s.
But no, seriously. Magna, how long have you been a frog?
How long have you been an elephant? Steve?
I've always been like this. So.
Did we upset the fairies? What?
Oh God, I think I forgot my offering this morning. Sorry, guys.
So it's your fault.
It's all my fault.
Always.
Hang on. Let me go. Okay.
So this is the April edition of our spread of the month, and it's not specifically an April Fool's themed spread, but it is a Trickster based spread. I was looking into the history of April Fool's Day, and apparently there are cultures all over the world that have a Trick Your Friends Day.
Ooh.
But they're not really sure where that April Fool's tradition on April the 1st actually came from.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was pondering all of that, I got to thinking about tricksters. And tricksters are another icon that occurs in cultures everywhere. Whether it's the sacred clowns of the Pueblo peoples or the court jesters and folks that are allowed to make fun of power. Mm-hmm. To call out the foibles of society, to turn things upside down. Yeah. And even in that Disney movie with the lions, there's that baboon. Trickster kind of vibes there as well.
Not Rafiki.
So my spread this month is a trickster-based spread, because we've all been through a period in life where it's just like something's off. Spidey sense is going off. What's up? And sometimes it feels like stuff's just going pear-shaped.
But Skagi, you're tricking us right now. We haven't even done announcements.
Why do I keep forgetting the announcements?
So what's going on?
Yeah, what's happening? We'll fix it in post.
So join us the first Friday night of every month for our in-person Tea and Tarot event at 6 p.m. Third Friday night of every month is our interactive astrology get-together, Sips and Stars. And the fourth Monday of every month at 6 p.m. is our Magic City Pagans get-together. It's a new topic of discussion each month.
Every month.
It's a great time to come meet community and just have a nice, fun conversation with people.
Some pagan yapping.
Yeah.
And when this drops, it'll be the 27th of March.
Christopher Penzak's coming to town.
Probably on an airplane right now as you watch this. Well, if you're watching it
live
when it posts.
Yeah.
Doing 3 workshops that weekend. Friday night, and a book signing before the Friday night workshop.
Yep.
It's a $75 workshop, and that one is
The Art of Potions.
The Art of Potions. At Saturday and Sunday, there are 2 different workshops from 10 to 6 each day. The Saturday workshop is
Curse breaking,
which is different than cussing. And then Sunday is
Evocation and Invocation of Spirits.
Go on, get.
Yep. The Friday night class is $75, and then the Saturday and Sunday class are both $125. You can buy tickets in person here at the shop at Books, Beans, and Candles. We take payments over the phone, and you can even buy your tickets on our website, bookbeancandle.com. And if you decide to do all 3 workshops, you get a discount, $25 off, and pay a flat $300 for the entire weekend. He is worth it, yeah. I promise you.
And if you have a chance to get in on that, it's highly recommended. Fantastic teacher, written a bazillion books, almost literally, and just fantastic all-around good human being. Mm-hmm. We need more of those. So back to the Trickster spread.
Tricksters.
We're on theme this month.
So the idea behind this spread is we feel like stuff's just not right. Things are going pear-shaped. Nothing's, but something's up. How do we know what's up? How do we know, are we getting tricked because there's some lesson we need to learn or something we need to adjust?
Is everything going down or up?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the purpose of this spread is to kind of give us a clue. So if we have this what's up vibe and we don't know kind of what area of life it is, it's just one of those vague kind of feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where we start with the first card, and I need to transition to the thing like that. So we have our first card that's kind of tells us what area of life it is, and then when we know where to look, then we get to find out what affects, what events or things that are going on that are impacting us in that area of our life.
Okay.
And then we have kind of how we're tied into that, all right? How we're connected to that. And how might sometimes we repeat patterns. Sometimes we do things that we need to adjust because it's not just a habit, but it fills some need that maybe we need to fill in a different way. Mm-hmm. So the trickster may be telling us, hey, pay attention to this, you need to adjust this. And our last card is some advice on where we might can make those adjustments. Some things that we can do to kind of move out of those patterns and find that lesson that we may be after. Now this is the John Bauer tarot, very into Scandinavian mythology. Died very early, I think in the 1920s, but he was very young. It was a boating accident.
Very Scandinavian.
But the artwork is just it felt tricksery to me. Mm-hmm. Tricksy. So we're starting off here with the Five of Swords, kind of reversed, all right? And so what we're seeing with this card here is there's this, I can't even tell what the character is. He's upside down. Oh, yeah, so it's sort of a troll guy, and he's, watching somebody fish out there. So what area of life might this be? Well, swords is the element of air, so that could be our mental world or how we think about things or our perspectives. Mm-hmm. But with this 5 energy especially...
Conflict.
And so if it's conflicts within ourselves or conflicts, it's Mercury retrograde right now, the communication-y things, maybe he's thinking about stealing that dude's fish,
These conflicts are happening, but are you actually talking about them, or are you just like simmering on them?
Yeah, and so the area of life is, conflict within our mental world, whether that's internal or interpersonal, and going with the fact that there's another character in there that he's kind of eyeballing, that's that interpersonal vibe.
I'm gonna get you.
So in that kind of thing, we might even think of it as maybe a work thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe he showed up late for work and didn't get on the boat. And with this card here, that is our 7 of discs, 7 of pence. We have this little forest scene going on. So what effects might there be? Well, could this be a sense of isolation? There's somebody all alone in that, and you're seeing the card big. That's why we're looking at it close. But sort of a sense of isolation. Personally, I like hanging out in the woods all by myself, but if we're having some interpersonal conflicts...
It's because he's the bog wizard.
It has been said. If we're having some interpersonal relationships, the ripples away from that might be that sense of isolation, mm-hmm. that feeling alone. And this is card 11, which in this deck would be justice. And we see
beautiful artwork. Mm-hmm.
We see a little fella staring up at this grumpy old lady,
bog witch,
and
she's a bog wife.
How do we
Sorry.
Oh, Trixie. How are we connected to that?
Poorly with this card reversed, I guess.
Well, and if part of this is isolation and separation from these cards, then with this one, we have a furtherance of that. It's almost like not even being able to connect. How do we approach that?
Yeah.
If you've ever encountered somebody that was just angry, and man, I don't want to go talk to them.
Yeah.
Say with Justice in Reverse, it has a sense to me of like, okay, yes, all this conflict is happening. Maybe I'm just kind of in my head about it. Maybe I should just be the bigger person, admit that, maybe it's my fault, and have an open and honest conversation with the individual that stole our boat, or is thinking of stealing our boat. That's my boat.
Yeah. And then with the Justice card reverse too, it could be, I think, kind of one of two things. It could be kind of like Maga said, or it could be a thing of like being aware of how you've been slighted or shorted or whatever, and being so upset or so frustrated or so just like constrained by it that you kind of feed into the inaction, and or you feed into the feeling of it as opposed to like the logic that is typically associated with Justice upright, and so you kind of get into your like I hate everyone box and react not well, not usefully, I would say.
And with this kind of conflict, we look at it and goes, well, what need might we have? What part of ourself is conflict vibing with, right? And so this card here is the Page of Pence, and we have a sort of monkish robed figure with a couple of sacks, we can only imagine, full of coins.
Oh, I thought it was Knight.
No, that's the Page. The Knight has a horsey in this deck.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
But a lot of times the Pages are really high energy, teenagery kind of vibes, but in this one it's really got almost Seven of Swords kind of vibes, a thief kind of stuff going on. But as a reversed kind of card, him holding on to these sacks and stuff, I'm getting the feeling that because silence is golden, and maybe not. The conflict is a way to let stuff go instead of hanging on to it.
Yeah.
But there is that sense of deception. So maybe by just letting it all out, we're trying to.
One bag is filled with coin, the other with scorpions. Take your pick.
My first thought about seeing this card was like, screw you guys, I'm going home. Just like the posture of it and kind of like the reversal of that page. Because in my 2 cents, whatever, the pages being students, the Page of Coins has like this, I'm going to be a little investment banker, but I can't count. And typically when this card's upright, it's like, but I'm ambitious and I'm eager to learn these things and to gain that stability, to gain that knowledge. Reverse, it's just like, I don't need to count. I'm going to invest in crypto.
It's the way of the future, man.
It's the way of the future, without any solid basis to back it up and to actually know what's going on.
And that could speak to a sense of
I got mine. Bye.
well, and a sense of arrogance too. What is that cognitive bias where is that the Dunning-Kruger, where we know a little bit and we think we know a lot?
Yes, I think so.
But we all have cognitive biases, things that are hardwired into us as evolutionary responses, but being aware of them and how they may be impacting us is important. But sometimes we learn just enough to think we know a lot, whereas people who really know a lot know they don't know nothing. And so that speaks into that need of not being silent, but just constantly just running off at the mouth.
Yeah.
So what's some advice for that?
Shut up.
Go into the woods.
So we have the Ace of Wands. and sometimes the Ace of Wands to me feels like, that candle, light a candle in the darkness. Don't what is that phrase? It's
Burn it all down. Sorry.
Oh, now I've got the talking heads going through my head. No, it's the curse. Would rather curse the darkness than light a candle, or some such thing. But in this one, we got a little goblin kobold guy. Yeah, just a little guy following this lady. She's wearing a crown, right? But it has that sort of an initiation kind of thing going on, right? But some advice on this might be to instead of isolating, reconnect, and perhaps the little kobold guy represents that inspiration of the Ace of Wands, that fire energy.
I love the giant tree in the center of the card because to me it creates two separate worlds where things out of scene, because maybe this little guy will walk past here and with something that we can't see, he transforms into a prince going after his princess. So
he's already a prince. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man.
I like the contrast too of like the tone of like the rest of the cards, where it's very much like you're running your mouth, you're being like salty, you're isolating, versus this card where it's like, or you could just shut up and do something, because the wands are so action oriented. It has a lot of like being stagnant or being kind of stuck in place, and it's like pick it up and go do.
Just do the
thing.
thing.
The transition of like action as opposed to running your mouth.
and I also like the tying this Ace of Wands to the Seven of Discs over there, or Pentacles. It's a similar forest scene. So we're still in the forest, but now it's time to do the things.
And also too, whereas so much of the rest of the reading is like being kind of embittered or kind of stuck in like a weird headspace, I like that the Ace of Wands, depending on how you read it, of course, I think of like to the Slow Holler Tarot, because the Ace of Wands is literally just a middle finger, where it almost feels like you're coalescing a lot of those frustrations and spite into actual action in a way that's maybe more healthy. Succeed through spite, if nothing else, I guess, but at least it's
another thing,
making you do something instead of just festering.
And that's when I've had some bad days, I chose spite towards what had me down, or my own stuff, as energy to, I'm going to keep going. My daddy would call it bullheaded. But yeah, spite and coffee sometimes is what it takes to get through. So what do you think of the Trickstery spread?
As somebody who has worked with Loki in the past, I approve.
and Lucky's another one of those trickster characters, and I think a lot of tricksters get a bad rap is the way that folks look at them. But I think if we look at them as they're there to point out the BS, whether it's our own BS or the BS in society around us, and they're also there to kind of, especially when they're calling us out on our own BS, to in a dramatic way sometimes help us figure out our own mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to thank you for joining us once again for a Tea and Tarot spread of the month. And you should come join us live on the first Friday, 6 p.m. right here at Books, Beans, and Candles in Birmingham, Alabama. And we'll see you next time. Safe journeys.
Bye.
Oh no, what has happened now?
Ah!
You've cursed us, Tracy.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Bum, bum,
Was a good friend of mine.
bum, bum, bum.
Never understood a single word he said. But
Oh, made some mighty fine wine.
Okay.
Joy
to the world. Every boy and girl now. Joy to the fishes and the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me.